What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Three Who See. I am one of your amazing hosts, Pretty Realist, and then we have.
What's up, everybody? I'm Fu.
Hey y'all, I'm Nakia Dion. How y'all doing?
How you doing? Thank y'all so much for joining. So tonight we are going to do something a little different because listen, we all got our we be doing some scrolling and judging. All three of us have our own individual walks that we go through, and we all thought that we would talk about some of the crazy things that we have possibly seen online last week because it's Sunday now. And yeah, I don't know about y'all, but like I've been tweaked out of the stuff that I done found. I can't wait to share it. I can't even say it on TikTok. I'm the stuff I done seen. I might need a series.
I mean, it's been a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I got a bottle of wine on chill. I needed to have a glass later because I'm like, yo,
Oh,
yeah.
it's been a crazy week. I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the school superintendent at first, but I think that story just keeps getting juicier and juicier that we're gonna have to wait until that stuff stops coming out about him before we can even talk about that one. But I
Trifling.
got one particular thing I want to talk about today.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm definitely interested in hearing.
Okay,
I'm
you ready for
definitely
me?
interested in hearing. Yeah, girl, let me
You
hear
ready to
about it.
see
Go
what I
ahead.
see? Okay.
Spill the tea. What did you see?
So, out of all the crazy things that's going on right now, one of the things that really was just not even mind blowing to me because I figured pretty much was all the fraud that's been going on in Minnesota that they found. Because I know it's going on everywhere with immigrants and all the illegal. Let's clear it up because we love our immigrants. We don't
Mhm.
like the illegal.
Mhm.
But with the legal immigration system and all of that. But in Minneapolis, they got this thing called the Operation Twin Shield, where they are finding, I'm reading the AI right now. It says federal authorities conducted Operation Twin Shield targeting immigration fraud in the Twin Cities. They uncovered 275 cases, including sham marriages. Now, y'all know we got Ilhan up in the mix. You already know
Mhm.
she married her brother, allegedly. And we got overstayed visas, of course, and marriage fraud, including elder abuse. They also had a couple of different organizations there that were supposed to be nonprofits that they found out were stealing money. They had one called Feeding Our Future. A Minneapolis woman pleaded guilty in a case involving laundering over $1.3 million from the federal child nutrition program. Just large scale autism fraud. They were having people say that their kids were autistic so that they could get money for it and all of that. Child care, just a whole bunch of stuff. And so I got a video on it if you want to go ahead and hit that for me. Okay. So I want to go away from this so y'all can see. Look at that. It's biggest fraud ever. And it got Ilhan and her brother and her husband and everybody else up in there. That's a good video. But this one is quicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and show this up. The commercial. Okay.
New tonight, we are tracking stolen tax dollars. We've learned the scope of government fraud investigations in Minnesota could exceed $1 billion. And that staggering number comes from acting U.S. Attorney for Minnesota, Joe Thompson. Jay Cole talked with Thompson, joins us live from the state capitol with the story you are seeing first on 5.
Kevin, lawmakers here at the Capitol spent the last session wrestling with the expanding fraud issue. And today, in a candid interview, the acting U.S. Attorney for Minnesota, Joe Thompson, lays out why he thinks the scope of government fraud will reach historic levels. Feeding Our Future, New Way Alliance, autism centers, and now the federal housing stabilization investigation. All of them significant government fraud cases, some still under investigation, others already prosecuted. I see $500 million in prosecutions just from your office alone. Is that accurate?
I think it is. Yeah, absolutely.
And when his prosecutors finish their investigations, acting U.S. Attorney for Minnesota, Joe Thompson, tells me he expects the scope of fraudulent use of taxpayers' money will exceed $1 billion. To me, that's astounding. How do you describe that?
It's an extraordinary problem, and the fraud that's pervasive in this state.
In Minnesota, 1 out of 5 autism centers are currently under investigation. Medicaid claims from 450 providers totaled $220 million last year. And in a current Housing Stabilization Services investigation, the billing reached over $100 million. Thompson says the vast majority of those claims are fraudulent. What, in your opinion, does it take?
So I also heard that over half of the people who came into Minnesota, and we know who they are, which community they're from, they're saying over half of them had fraud for immigration cases currently. Now, that's allegedly, and I heard that from a third source, so not from anybody who could verify that. But still, I mean, you could take that video down now, Fu. Still, like, I am not surprised by this because where I live, Columbus, Ohio, was the second place that they dropped a large number of Somalis. The first place was Minnesota. They have the largest in the country, but they also dropped a whole bunch of them here in Columbus, Ohio. And when I tell you they took over the north side of Columbus, like, it was crazy. They pushed the north side of Columbus was mostly Black businesses when they got here. Now it's nothing but Arabic written everywhere.
Oh my God.
hmm So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And I cannot wait until they come to Columbus. Because if they're finding all that fraud there, I'm sure those same people. Here's the thing. They say if you import third world, you will get third world. If you import pirates, you're going to get piracy. And I'm not saying all people from Somalia are bad people. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying that there was a time where there was a travel advisory for us to go to Somalia. There was a time when they were saying, if you in the ocean, stay away from them Somali waters because there are pirates. And then you import all these people here who are used to doing fraud, who are used to scamming and scheming on people. And what do you think is going to happen? You're going to get the same fraud and the same scheming, only in your front yard.
That's insane.
It's insane. $1 billion. And they're just now starting this. They're just now starting to go through and see who's fraudulent. So imagine as the case keeps going, as they keep making discoveries. And when they come to Columbus and make those same discoveries, because I'm sure these people know each other.
You
Go
want to?
back and forth, probably to Minnesota and Columbus. You could take the video down now, Fu.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to. That's what I was getting ready to ask you. But basically, once this gets highlighted, because we all know it will be highlighted, Minnesota gonna be next. And the thing about Minnesota being next is that they're gonna fight because so many of them are involved in the local government. So they're gonna think that they're okay. But once again, when you have federal charges coming in, it don't matter if you a cop in Minnesota or whatever, let's say Minneapolis, that's fine. But you ain't supposed to be here. You're getting locked up. So when ICE comes, you know what? Let's just be real. This might get kind of touchy because those elected officials / law enforcement, they gonna think they can defend themselves against ICE. If they do that, it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get real bad because let's just think about it. Let's be real. Let's just say a cop who's a immigrant, whatever you want to call it, fires or you know what at an ICE agent. That can be seen as a terroristic threat because they ain't supposed to be here. So when they go to Minnesota, we might see some funky shit for real. And we all know Spirit Fingers Tim Walz, he gonna go with his police department. He's not gonna go with the federal government.
Oh, not at all, because he probably in on it too. Ilhan is probably in on. Oh, we know allegedly that she may allegedly be in on it because every time I've seen her have rallies, and I don't like watch her everywhere she goes or anything, but I've seen a couple of clips from rallies that she has done in Minnesota that are all her people there. Oh, they talk. Oh, they talk about how she just for them and how she's just for Somalia, how she's not for America. I wish I could find that clip. She is not for America or Americans. She is for Somalia, for the betterment of Somalians. They say it. They love her for it. They're very proud of it. So, and oh, the other video that I saw up there actually had her with the guy who got arrested. There was a guy in Minneapolis who was the big man. Like he had a lot of hands mixed in the fraud, and he just went to jail. And they have a lot of pictures of her with him. So yeah.
Well, did y'all see the cop? I think he's the police chief, white dude, and he yelled out. He literally yelled out. What's the name? He yelled out. They call whatever it was.
Jihad.
Yeah, he yelled like he was on a press conference. He said something Somalian during the press conference. He's an American cop or the chief.
Wow.
I was like, oh, y'all doing it like that? No problem. It's all.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. It's first of all, I did not forget 9/11. Okay, I have not forgotten what was said, that they were coming, they were going to infiltrate, they were going to get us out, and I hear it all the time because I be watching little stuff. Because yes, I am a little afraid of, but I'll be watching stuff and it'll say there'll be Islamic people who will in America. They are here, not people way across the pond. People who are here that will say stuff about how they plan to infiltrate the United States and how they're going to convert the world, not just the United States. We see what's going on in Ireland and Switzerland and the UK and all of that. They have plans to infiltrate the world and convert people to Islam. And those people who do not convert are infidels and they will be handled.
You know,
that ain't gonna fly over here. It's not.
If Mondani gets in,
that's New York. That's on New York.
Ilhan and Rashida Tlaib, and
that's in New York. That's New York's problems. New York is kind of like, I'm telling you, like I always said that it's something about those coastal states. They're like their own country. And the rest of the country has a tendency to follow depending on what their government is or what their government does. But I mean, like in any state at this point, this community is there. I'm telling y'all, it all has to do with this multiculturalism program that they have going on. Everything is a project. It's so funny that you said that it was called Project something. Everything is a damn project when it comes to the military, when it comes to government. Everything is a damn project. But the crazy thing is that, like, it's not like this is something that they didn't already know about. It's not like this is just something that they just pulled out of their ass within the last year. These are planned events, like things that they already know. It's us that finds out about it last.
Yeah.
Pretty.
What?
I'm gonna say this on topic and off topic based on what you said. I gotta find the damn video because I don't know if I saved it. Allegedly, a Nancy Pelosi staffer said that J6, she had it planned 2 years before.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's why when you said that, I was like, damn, I just heard her say. And I was like, oh, I don't struck a nerve with you. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
When I tell y'all that I done seen some shit this week. Stack, I blame Stack for this. And Stack sent me a video that confirmed what I had already been kind of peeking into. All of these events that's going on right now are things that really much play into they kind of like fall into play with the whole idea of communism. All of them. Communism and oh my god, it's another thing. It's another one that subversion. Everything is put in play in order for us to react to things that they have already had planned. They done had all of this shit planned. 4 years, longer than 2. 20. They've been having these things planned for 20 years, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all why they had it planned right after you finish talking about what you was talking about. But when it comes to this whole fraud and abuse thing, this is one thing that's pissing me off about the government. When we gonna start seeing some people get arrested? When are we going to start seeing the arrests? How
Yeah.
much longer are you going to just say, oh, well, we're looking into it? Oh, where they just got indicted, but then nothing happened. Kami got indicted, but nothing happens. We know about all of this money that y'all found when Doge was in there doing their thing. Had us outraged about how y'all was talking about Elon and his team and everything. Okay, y'all found all of this damn money. When are we gonna start arresting some people? And on top of that, where's our check? Where's Minnesota's check? For quit telling us the amount of money that's being stolen if you're not gonna return that shit back. That's my thing.
Some bank accounts need to be frozen immediately.
The only thing
and then they need to pay fines because you're here illegally and there are fines for that. So we're gonna freeze your bank account and then we're gonna take our money out and we're gonna send you home and keep our money.
The only thing I'm going to say to what Pretty said about us seeing arrests, and I think this is the problem that we're all going to have because we want that. The one thing we know about the federal government when it comes to Fed charges, this is the one thing we know. This shit is never fast. It's never where you're going to get locked up from the feds and they're going to come right there and get you. These motherfuckers ain't coming, whether it's this administration, any other administration. They not coming till they got everything on your ass so that once they come, you can't get out of it. That's
the feds. Yeah, but the thing about it is that like it's the feds that's finding the stuff out. So it ain't like you don't know what's going on. And y'all didn't take that long when it came to COINTELPRO.
No, and that's why I said I'm with you. But in this instance, and we always have to look at, especially now because of the administration. Let's just be real. Because of the administration that's there, because of Trump or whatever, and how, what's the first thing they're going to say? What's the narrative that they always push? It's political retribution. He's just getting back at his political enemies and all of that shit. That's what they did to him, and they came swiftly, right? If they're gonna do this shit the right way, it can't be fast. They got to make sure that shit ironclad because they shit damn sure wasn't. So when they come, that's the whole thing. So and mind you, let's just be real too. It ain't been a year yet. It hasn't. Rico case.
So if that's the case, then when is Hillary Clinton gonna get arrested? Because we'd have known about her ass since Trump's first presidency. When is Hillary gonna get arrested?
Same thing.
When is 44 gonna get arrested?
You can't.
I think they all got dirt on each other.
No,
it's at this point, like seriously, like they all trifling. I have a serious distaste for the United States government right now. Trump too. I'm mad at all of them. I don't already kind of put in my mind that this is my last year of voting. I'm not voting no more after this year. I don't want to.
Just vote. No, just vote locally.
No, I'm not. I'm not voting. I'm done. I'm done.
I was done for a minute there. I was done when they voted in Biden. I didn't vote that year. Biden and Trump, I didn't vote that at all that year. That's when
once you start realizing that the votes don't align with the amount of money that you come up with, it's really like all about how much money you could produce. It's not about how many votes you get. It's about how much money you could produce. That's it. If you can't produce the numbers when it comes to money, to contributors, to that, you're not gonna win. It does not matter who votes for what. Let me tell you a perfect example. The mayor of this city right here he sucked the first term. Y'all knew that he was terrible the first term. Who voted him in again? Y'all
Where them
see
people at?
who voted him in again?
She's saying something, and it's amazing how we have conversations that can kind of play off of each other. I literally just talked to Joseph E. Collins. He's the dude that was running against the lizard Maxine Waters or whatever, and she filed a charge against him and all this other shit. He was just telling me, I'm gonna give y'all the exact statement he gave me. He said Sheldon Daniels is not gonna win because he hasn't raised enough money.
I told you.
But this is what he said. He said he's raising money, but in order to be seen like you want to be seen, you got to have that money so that you can throw $10,000 to this motherfucker and 15,000 to this. Then they can't say shit because they see that you can produce the money. That's why when she said that, I was like, damn, I just talked to him 2 days ago. Because once again, you know, thanks for the TikTok streets, we can have these types of conversations because everything started with what was the Newt Gingrich? Yeah, that motherfucker. He's the one that got everything when it comes to Congress and the Senate about fundraising. Think about that shit. When he took control, that's when we start seeing all these congressmen and senators on fucking CNN and all that shit. We ain't seen these motherfuckers before. We never would have seen Kennedy in Louisiana back 15 years ago. We didn't know who the fuck he was. Now all we do is we see all these motherfuckers because everything is about show how much money can they bring in. Period.
Because it's political theater.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
political theater. Sheldon may very well be a great candidate for his district, but he has to raise a certain amount of money. Like you got to at least raise at least $1 million or more to even get in that position. And even though you may come into that position with great hopes and saying you're going to do this and do that, our government has been infiltrated so bad that you're going to get people trying to lobby to you. And if you don't bend to what it is that they want you to do, you're not going to make it.
Right.
You're not. And it sucks because you got people like him and you got people like Kristen who wants to do something great, but politics is
it's a dirty motherfucking game.
It's a dirty ass game.
Dirty game.
And I've only been, really into politics within like the last year because I definitely did not want Kamala Harris to win. After seeing how they pretty much destroyed this country over the last 4 years, we were not going to be able to survive another 4 years of Democrats being in office.
No.
And watching how Biden was able to make so many changes towards the end of his presidency in order to overthrow the plans of Trump, I was just like, wow. And even now, we're watching Trump be in office, and I'm seeing people that I really looked at as being different or doing something spectacular or doing something that was for the American people. And I'm looking at them like, wait a minute, like, I think you've been compromised. Like, I don't really trust you. I don't trust what you're saying. And I'm watching Trump stand with so-and-so. And I'm like,
yeah, I can't disagree. I can't disagree with anything that you're saying because I know one goddamn thing. That Tucker Carlson Ted Cruz interview, the way Tucker Carlson had Ted Cruz hamina stuttering, that shit, I was like, oh man, y'all motherfuckers don't. And I gotta say, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and a few other people that's actually calling these motherfuckers out, I gotta salute them because by them calling them out, it puts everybody on notice with DC. And
did you see Theo?
Did I see who?
Theo. That one that he's a oh my God, what is his name?
I think he's a musician. The guy you talking about?
I think he's I don't know if he's a musician. I think he's a comedian, and he has a very big podcast show. Let me get his last name.
I thought you was talking about
Barn.
No. Theo
Theo
Vaughn,
Vaughn?
yes.
Mhm.
Yes, Theo Vaughn. He's
Oh,
a very
you talk about the dude that he got the mullet. He got the
yes.
yeah. I know. I know you talk about.
Did you see he made a video where he was talking about it was unlike any of his other videos that he had ever made. He was on his podcast and he was pretty much talking about like I'm never going to kill myself. I just need to let
Oh,
that be known that I love myself, but I'm never going to kill myself. You hear that, Israel? You hear that?
Wow.
I got
is he?
people who love me. I got people like he let it be known because like he been talking out against the things that's going on. A lot of people are starting to pay attention to the fact that what they got going on over there is not okay. It's not. And seeing how our country is aligning ourselves with these with this when this is something that we said we did not want. We didn't want to go into another war. We didn't want to be a part of that. And now we're being dragged into another situation that has been going on for years. This situation between Palestine and Israel been going on for so long. And the weird thing is that, like, how could you guys not see what's wrong in this situation? Like, dude, y'all were visitors on these people's land. And y'all just came and y'all wanted to debo they land up. Like, it's like
Is this what you wanted to talk about today?
no,
Is this what you saw this week? What did you see this week that you want to talk about?
Jesus Christ. I saw a couple of things this week, but what I do know is, like I said, these folks all know what they're doing. All of these things are planned, and they all planned thanks to Project Looking Glass. Now, Project Looking Glass is something I came across. It's like it's pretty much it's something that took place like I want to say like in the 30s or 40s. And what it is that a bunch of government officials, they all came together using this device that they were able to actually see the future and the outcome of it. Now, the thing about it is that, like, when they looked at this device, they didn't like what they saw because the outcome was not in their favor. And they were using it for years, all the way on up to like 2012. I think was when they like officially just like stopped using it because they kept trying to alter the future. They kept trying to like alter things and create these events in order to like be in their favor. And the crazy thing is that like you will see this like you it sounds so crazy, but if you look at so many movies, it's in there. Like 13 Ghosts. If you ever seen Lovecraft Country, it's in there. And it makes so much sense because we've
Stranger Things.
always you said what?
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. And it makes so much sense because we always see repeated incidents that take place in this country. Like everything that's going on right now has already happened. It's already happened. All the way on up to all of these protests and these planned assassinations and church bombings. Like it is so crazy and it's so mind-blowing. That's why I'm like, I don't trust none of them. I don't trust none of them right now because
Wait a
it's like
minute.
y'all know about all of this stuff. What?
Pretty.
Huh?
We really are in an alternative universe in the multiverse.
Yes.
No, but this the reason why. She just mentioned the church bombings. Whose churches was getting bombed before? It was ours. Now
Yeah.
it's the white people churches getting bombed. We're in a different universe. Because I'm like, oh, when she's, I'm like, oh shit.
But you know what? Actually, at one point in this country, and I learned this because I was looking up, because we hear this a lot, and we say this a lot that America is a Christian nation, and it's really not. It didn't start out as a Christian nation. When it started out, I believe that like what the Quakers or something was coming over here first, and then like the Catholics start coming over here, and then Christians start coming over here. Even there was even situations to where I believe it was another religious group that actually was against the Catholics and the Christians, and they burnt their church down. This happened in like the 1700s. This it's just history constantly repeating itself. And what they've been trying to do is because they want things to work in their favor. They've been messing with the timelines. We've all been hearing that a lot, that our timelines are different, that time is moving faster than it normally is.
Yeah.
The weather is different. You know what I'm saying? The weather is different. So it's just really kind of like this. They said the machine can't actually see the future. It accelerates the current time and looks at the potentialities it sees. The real problem with such machines is that they don't see the future the way a camera would. Rather, they feel it like a hand. And the machine often changes the future it sees. If Project Looking Glass did see September 11, then there's a very real possibility that it actually made it happen. It's not surprising to see the CIA is afraid of it. So this is something that I just read from it looks like the science behind Project Looking Glass. It says that the heart of the device is a machine called a transiator or a time transiator. It does not work by looking into the future directly. The theory says that this is actually impossible because time is not a dimension. A lot of what I'll say later will seem to contradict this, even though it doesn't. It's just simpler to regard time as an abstract concept. So you got to like really be like into like science to kind of understand the lingo of it. But at the same time, they was looking at a damn time machine and saw what the hell was going to happen. And they've been messing with time in order for it to play into their favor, that they can accumulate as much power and as much money and as much privilege within the time frame until they actually lose, which they will.
You made me think about Deja Vu also with Denzel Washington when you mentioned about how things can change. Remember that movie? It was a time travel too.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yep.
it's the same type of thing. And you know, based on everything that you said, part of the reason that we might be as fucked up as we are is because these people are so greedy. They're going in wanting to fix some shit. It's not working, and they keep doing it over and over and over again, which is it's fucking everything up because
that's
not,
what yes.
You ain't supposed to, you're not supposed to do that shit. Even when you watch, I mean, I watch Marvel and all that other shit and everything like that with the multiverse and things like that. There's certain rules to the shit. Same way, you know how you say they have to show us everything, they have to put everything out in front of us. Cool. These motherfuckers don't want to follow the rules. And since they don't want to follow the rules, unfortunately, we're the casualties of this shit, dealing with it. But we all know, you keep on fucking with Mother Nature, Father Time, and karma and all that shit, y'all gonna lose. Keep on wanting to play motherfucking God.
They know that they're gonna lose. That's why they're doing all of this extra shit. The same thing with the Hadron Collider when it comes to CERN. You know what I mean? Being able to look into the God particle, the black or dark matter. They didn't expect for us to still be as awake as we are now. Their goal, honestly, was to literally change our DNA. And then in fool, you already know what I'm saying. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because see, the world as we know it actually ended in 2012. December 21st, December 21st, I think it was December 21st, December 12th, one of them days in December. Either way, that's when our world supposedly had ended. And the technology era started to make a very big play. But I honestly think that it really took a nosedive in 2020 when we were shut down, because that gave them time to really make the changes that they needed to make. That gave them time to reprogram people because you were at home. You couldn't move, you couldn't go to work, couldn't go to the grocery store. It allowed a lot of people to be reprogrammed just by just being still. And then when they utilized that jab, that also scrambled up some things within our body. They literally are downloading new DNA into human beings right now by our technology, by our cell phones, literally because of the foods that we eat, the water that we drink, the things that they spray, and those vaccinations.
That's why that shit makes me it really does make me think about the movie Cell. That movie Cell, if y'all never seen it, with you never watched the movie Cell, it has Samuel Jackson in it.
See,
I'm
there's
telling
two cells. I don't know the one with Samuel L., but I know the one with Jennifer Lopez.
Nah, the one I'm talking about is Cell, and when y'all watch it, as soon as everything started to happen, and I saw that movie, I said, "Oh shit, this is the plan. Like, this is what they're gonna hit a button, and shit is gonna get real." Because once again, we already know about certain situations. We know about Manchurian Candidate and things like
Yeah.
that. Certain things be happening. But like, wait a minute, that don't seem right. That don't seem normal. Of course it doesn't, because somehow they was able to get in that person's head somehow, and that's why you see certain things happen. Because I know for me, and I know it happened to y'all, because we in 3 completely different areas. How the fuck, when they shut everything down, you walked outside the next day and we saw all these towers? I was like, when did they put that mother? I was like, I just drove down the street yesterday.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they put that shit up that fast? Like, how? And we not talking about no low shit. We talk about big shit. And then they were so ignorant with it. These motherfuckers wanting to make them look like trees. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, ain't no goddamn tree. We know that's not a tree. That's metal. That's a tower.
Yeah.
And then, and I don't know if y'all noticed this too. Do you see how bold they are now with the chemtrails? They don't even care
They've
anymore.
been bold.
They don't care anymore. They just have the planes out there, like 20 of them at one time, just zigzagging. And I was like, damn, y'all used to hide this shit back in the day where it might be a plane up there. Not no more. They don't give a fuck.
They don't care about nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They want us dumb and dead at this point, because they want to depopulate the earth. It's too many of us. The less people that they have, the easier it will be for them to do their Project 2030 thing and control. I don't know if y'all ever seen the Denver, Colorado airport and the murals that's on the wall.
I heard about it.
But it's happening. If you look at it, as creepy as it sounds, it's actually happening. And then when you look at it, it literally tells a story. Little by little, it tells a story. And then the last mural, it shows all of these different nationalities, multiculturalism, right?
Mhm.
All of these different nationalities, everybody looks happy, but just a mural. Before that, there was gas masks and mamas with dead babies.
Oh
This is a
gosh.
mural. Yes, girl. Listen,
Jeez.
these people, they've been doing this for years. It's just the fact that, like, everybody who was already kind of telling us about it earlier, they took them out. They had to take them out. They had to kill William Cooper. Like, they like, look, dude, you done wrote a whole book and you was in the military. You wrote a whole book telling our operation. These are things that they've been doing since like the 30s, really the 50s. I'm just learning about DARPA, and DARPA been going since the 50s. It's just so much.
Well, being a Christian,
I got
I
it
have
too.
I have to say that all of this is biblical to me. These are things that I have read about in the good book that we are to expect, and things that are supposed to be happening. And I do want to push back. Pretty, you said it's not a Christian nation. The Quakers were Christians. The Catholics are Christians. This was a Christian nation.
Not these kind of Christians, sis.
If we
And
don't
they
get
wasn't
back to
those were the Christians that were killing people in order for them to believe in them. This nation started with people who believed in nature. My ancestors, the
Native
indigenous,
Americans, yeah. I have Native American ancestry too.
Exactly. The indigenous people of this country did not believe in a religion. They were spiritual people. And those people came over here with a stolen religion, because see, Christianity is very old. You know that. It actually comes from Africa.
Yeah.
But the way that they manipulated it when it came to the Crusades and
Yeah.
all of those things that they were doing, the whole transition of the Bible and how they took out books, how they took the Ethiopian Bible, how they made the Geneva Bible, and then because what's his name, the guy who what's his name, King James, because he felt some type of way about the Geneva Bible, he was like, nah, we ain't gonna do that no more, we gonna use my Bible. And
He
then
wanted
when
a
his
divorce.
Bible, huh,
He wanted a divorce, and he couldn't get a divorce without changing some things.
he
So
had to switch
yeah,
some things around. Like
yeah.
even if you look at the Bible, as beautiful as it is, it's very sexist. It's very sexist.
So was the time.
Yeah, it was.
So was the time.
But
And a
then
lot of
these
people that we're importing into our country still believe those type of things too.
exactly. So they bought their beliefs over here. And even when it came to black black people were still okay. We got the Bible. This was something that was new to us when it came to slavery. Even when it came to the Bible and Christianity, and how we were pretty much told that we needed to follow this, we still cooperate. We still combined our spiritual beliefs in with the Bible.
Mhm,
That's how
mhm,
Hoodooism was brought to. That's how Hoodooism was developed. Yeah,
mhm. Oh, I know
Hoodooism.
this. I
The
know.
fool
And I
had a
know
looking
there are
on.
many different sects of Christianity. You got your Baptists and
It's
your
like
Lutherans and your everything mixed in, but that still does not take away from one God. It's one God. It's one spirit. And he
yeah,
has
I
written
mean,
down what he plans to do. And he even talks in Revelations about the churches. He goes in on them for being corrupt in the way they are and all that too. It still does not take away from his plan.
so with that being said, if we know that they rewrote the Bible, took out books, and I just told you that they already planned things,
Mhm.
you don't think that they possibly put those in there?
That's their plans. I'm talking about God, God's plans.
But what I'm telling you is, how do we even know that this is the original copy of the original Bible?
We don't.
Right.
We don't. Which
So
is
with
why
that
you're
being
supposed to be praying yourself and having your own personal relationship with God for
but
your
what I'm
own
telling you,
personal understanding.
right, but what I'm telling you is, if I'm just telling you right now that they have been planning these events, even when it comes to the Zai people, the Zio people, right? And fool, you saw what's the name of that movie? What's the name of that documentary? The Fall of Cabal? You saw that, right? They have been making a plan of the things that they're doing for centuries. Centuries. Since they weren't even called what they are. So if they already had these plans, how do we even know that what they have for us right now is actually the real story? Like there's so many things that's been taken out. Like I was looking at a documentary and I wanted to learn more about it before I even talked about it on my show, like the Book of Jubilee or the Book of Enoch. You know what I'm saying? Like all of
Mhm.
these different
Yep.
books were
The book of
removed from.
Thomas, the book of
Yeah,
Mary.
they
Yes.
took these books out, and these books are necessary. They're super necessary
And where they at?
because you said what happened, fool?
And what location that they at? Well, don't even say the word. All I'm gonna say is it start with V and end in "and." Where it's at? Where all these missing books that we know the information is in a location that start with the letter V and ends in "an." I ain't even gonna say that because I think if I say the word, they will shut this motherfucker down.
But
Because
we know, and
yes,
that's the messed up thing. They've been playing with the word. They've been playing with the word for a long time, and so much so that they wanted to call themselves the chosen people. Why would you be the chosen people of God and you don't even believe in His Son?
they chosen because the motherfuckers
They chose the name.
they live. These people live with power, and all they want is power over a motherfucker. That's why when you said what you said a few minutes ago in reference to the population and all of that, the main thing about it is with this population control that they always talk about, and there's too many of us. The problem is it's too many of us. It's too many of Nakias, Shannons, and fools that use this and use motherfucking this, and they want us gone. Because as soon as
No, because even in the fall of the cabal, they were after white people too.
no. I'm talking about people who actually use their third eye. I'm talking about period. Whether it could be Black Jack, the other Shannon, it don't matter. Anybody who thinks for themselves got to go. Period. And you talk about Michael Cooper and all them other motherfuckers, they definitely taking them the fuck out because it really it destroys their plan because what they want is motherfuckers to do this. Anybody doing this, they don't like that shit because they know doing this causes disruption and people will follow you. They like, oh shit,
It's
the
same thing when it comes
They don't
to
like
like
influence.
yes,
And you can influence people.
and understand even like what I said when it comes to that movie that Stag sent me today. That movie was from like that movie was black and white, but the way that it was broken down, I was like, yo, this is wild. And it was talking about how you said what happened.
She sent me that shit too. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I'll watch it tonight.
Man, bro, it's crazy. It's wild because I was interested in talking about because it's National Hoodoo Heritage Month. My family used to do hoodoo on my grandma's side. So I've been into it and learning more about it. And I was interested in knowing, okay, if it did start originally in the Black church, why was it removed? What happened? What happened was it's communism. They brought communism into our community in order for us to pretty much align up with the values of Marxism. And you know who helped do that? Martin Luther King. When they were talking about that Martin Luther King was a communist, I had no idea what they was talking about. I've heard this several times over. And I was like, whoa, like, so it kind of makes sense. When they got the 501c and they introduced that to churches, that changed a lot because it allowed the government to tell you what you could preach and what you couldn't preach.
Yep.
At one point, Black people had the right to preach and do what they wanted to do in their churches. If you got family from the South, 9 times out of 10, y'all had a church. All our family had churches. We got one in Mississippi.
My family got a church. Couple of them now, but
they put those churches in our neighborhoods in order for us to be able to one, practice our spirituality because we couldn't do it in public. Two, to pretty much talk about how we could better protect our community from the KKK and any other white nationalist that was coming into our neighborhood. It was a place for congregation, spirituality, to connect with the Most High, and to also be able to talk about how we could better ourselves and protect ourselves. Our people weren't even able to carry a gun at one point in this country during the Black codes. We couldn't even carry pistols. We couldn't carry guns. We couldn't go to hospitals. We had to figure out something. So if we knowing all of this and knowing that we still had ages like the Gilded Ages, that we still had Black Wall Street, and we still had the Black church, yet we still was hated by KKK. How do you all think that they was able to do that without a gun? And they took that away. And now we got people like Jamal Bryant, T.D. Jakes, talking about swallowed up.
Swallowed.
So yeah, that's just been on my mind. I've just been thinking about it, putting it together because I wanted to do a video for my own page, but I just want to share that with you guys because like it's so much out there, and I really want to be a part of the group of people that want to bring people together, regardless of what side that you're on, because at the end of the day, we all gonna need each other. And the way that they have made it to where it's left versus right, red versus blue, is for us to not be able to focus on the real enemy. We all have a common enemy. And it's not even about me sitting here telling you this is what you need to do. I'm not gonna be that one that's gonna be going back and forth with liberals. I'm done with that. I'm not doing it. Even on my page, I would rather I don't got time for it. I might feel froggy and leap, but I don't argue and stuff like that. Like boom shakalaka, be arguing with them and everything. It's a waste of time
anyway.
Waste the energy.
Let it go.
The energy and all of that shit because basically what they've done, and to me, it really it really resonated with me with Bernie Sanders when he ran the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie Sanders was out there, and that motherfucker built a coalition of the 99%. He had the 99%. So it was the 99% versus the 1%. Okay, cool. That's fine. These motherfuckers over here, the 1%, and it's not just then, but over time, they have figured out how to make sure the 99% is fighting over left, right, conservative, liberal, religionists, sports teams, whatever the case, relationships, he, she, them, whatever the case may be, they make sure that the 99% is never on code. It can't be, because if 99% get on code, then it's going to be a motherfucking problem, because then we start questioning, fuck the 1%, who's behind the scenes of the 1%? Because that's the big thing. I don't want to hear about Bibi and Netanyahu. Who the fuck talking to him? Damn all of that. Fuck all of this shit. Who's the motherfuckers behind the pharmaceutical companies, the oil companies, the banks, and all that shit? I don't want to hear from no presidents, no CEOs. Who's talking to them? That's the problem. I think, honestly, one of the best shows we ever saw that was on TV that I don't even think it get enough credit because they focus on the relationship part, was that goddamn Scandal. That goddamn Scandal talked about the deep state all the time. Literally all the time. Her fucking father was that nigga. Her father was that, because he knew all that shit. But nobody really talks about this shit, and it's always got to be a boogeyman or you're a conspiracy theorist. Man, kiss my motherfucking ass.
They started those terms. Conspiracy. Listen, they started all them terms. Listen, when I found out that Marxism birthed the term "we shall overcome," I almost threw my phone at the TV. What? Wait a minute, what? We shall overcome?
Oh,
Before,
it's all convoluted. It's all a mess. They all in it together, pretty much. The ones at the top, they're in it together. They're just working us like puppets. That's all.
Before I came on, and I was doing a live, and I had Grandma on it, Monique on it, Yunkie, and I think Melody. And Yunkie said something in reference to her father told her when they were young, the term teenager never existed. It never existed. The term teenager never existed.
No, you was an adult.
This shit was made
Young
up.
adult.
It was the term was made up. They had some shit on TV with a T on it. They start popping it off. And because y'all notice it's always some kind of term or some kind of slang or some shit that pops up. And when you talk to older people, they ain't never heard that shit before. They ain't never heard that shit. They heard your age. But this is what they do because it always has to be something to distract us from exactly what the fuck is going on. And you know, it is what it is, yo. At least we understand it and we get it. But that's why I always say we have to learn. I mean, us three, we good. We have to learn collectively to control our own narratives. We let them do this shit with everything. I'm on a golf cart earlier with a dude. I swear to y'all should have seen the dude face. It was funny as hell. I said, my man, I don't mean to be in your business, but have you ever read the label of what you're eating right now? He had the peanut butter crackers. He had the brown ones or whatever. He was like, he turned the shit around. I said, no, it's on the box. I said, on the box at the very bottom, it says contains bioengineered food ingredient. I swear to God, he went like this. What? And he was ready to spit the shit out. And I started laughing. He was like, fool, I'm going to finish this pack. But I want to thank you for telling me that, because you didn't have to tell me that shit. Because
He knew.
No, trust me.
He gonna eat that shit again. They don't care. Fool. You better quit doing that to people. You gonna get into it with somebody.
I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared of nobody. I don't give a damn.
Can't tell nobody.
We can buck up. It's all good. I ain't no shame over here, sister.
Look at you like, man. Maybe I'm like, it made me think of that. Did y'all used to watch the Boondocks?
Of course.
Okay, so you remember the episode of the what is it? Oh my God, was it the Luther or the Itis or some shit where they had opened up that restaurant and that lady came in there talking about like vegan food? She went up to the owner, the white dude, And she was like, "Hi, I'm a part of this, that. We want to make sure that we talk about vegan food." He said, "If you don't get that out my face, bitch, that's what they're gonna end up doing to you if you don't leave people alone."
This shit is like it's we. If y'all noticed tonight, we've touched on things and topics. Nakia started off with the fraud, waste, and abuse that's going on in Minnesota. Pretty went into Project Looking Glass, which can go in every single motherfucking direction because that's exactly how they wanted to go. Once again, the shit what Pop say in Vampire in Brooklyn, the fucking flip that's Project Looking Glass.
To the 25th power.
I might watch that shit tonight because that fucking movie is fucking hilarious. And then for me, myself, Pretty, and Nakia, we have an open mind about all. We're gonna talk about every motherfucking thing, and we're not afraid to call it shit out from all sides. My man Maj Toure had a live about 3 nights ago talking about influencers getting paid. Now, we heard the story about on the Democratic side, I forgot the name of the organization, where they was getting $8,000 a month, multiple influencers getting 8 G's a month to push out the bullshit. Maj Toure had a video about Republican influencers getting $7,000 a post. I didn't say a month. I said a motherfucking post. Now, the great thing about it is these influencers, when I saw the list, I wish I could pull it up. I don't know how to do what y'all did on the pulling up the screens and shit like that. But I know of 4 of them. One of them is that black gay dude, Xavier. You had the chick that got punched in her face in New York with that girl. CJ Pearson, big forehead. He was like 14, started talking about Republican shit. And the white dude that was on the motherfucking HBCU campus. I know of those 4. CJ Pearson, I follow on TikTok. And I know that chick Savannah, I followed on TikTok. I immediately blocked them. Because my whole thing is, if you're going to get paid from any organization, just tell us. If you tell us, we can be like, okay, cool, you're getting paid, you admit it. But the fact and the way Maj broke that shit down, because they're supporting a particular country that Pretty talked about earlier, everybody knows who it is. Why the fuck are y'all doing that shit? You selling your soul for $7,000 a motherfucking post, which shows the reason why somebody like Xavier got 4 million followers. The white chick that did the video with him got about 5. The chick, Savannah, got 500,000. CJ got his million, this, that, whatever. But we can't crack nothing and our pages keep getting banned because we wholesome and the shit that we saying is authentic. Get the fuck out of here, yo. So it doesn't matter about which side. All the motherfuckers are corrupted. It don't matter. Because either way, when you got BB, whatever the fuck that motherfucker's name is, coming on and showing and making videos telling you we're paying them, we're going to influence whatever, and we're going to do what the fuck we got to do. And then you got other videos that you see where you talking about the same group that Shannon was talking about. Now they pretty much own TikTok. You got Zuckerberg, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. You got Bezos owning a newspaper. You got fucking the African American Elon Musk. He got satellites and shit like that. They're able to control everything that we see and control everything and control us from saying what the fuck we want to say.
And if you talk out against it, you're going to get.
Yes. And the fact that people out here on either side can't even agree on that shit. You stupid motherfuckers. And
so what was I didn't get to watch the video. What was
you gotta watch it because it's like he's gonna break it down, but he talks about everything. But the big thing about it and the way he brought it back was, look who ended up buying TikTok. That's the whole thing. Because you have influencers pushing a certain country's agenda. Then you look at the main 3 investors of the people who bought TikTok because they want to control everything. Just basically the same group that own the music industry. You know what I'm talking about? The people with small hats. Basically.
Because over the last week, I had this person pretty much stalking my TikTok videos, leaving comments talking about, I know you're getting paid from Trump. You used to be a bully in school. First of all, I'm 5 foot tall. Who was I bullying? That's hilarious. Second of all, I never went to a school more than a year in my life. I went to 5 different high schools. So usually I was the one getting bullied. But second of all, I wish I was getting paid. Y'all know I just lost my job a few weeks ago. I am unemployed right now. I wish somebody would call me and talk about they want to pay me to post a video. But I'm just saying, there's people out here saying I'm getting paid and I'm not. So I want to know the proof of these other people getting paid, or is somebody just saying that?
No. That's why you have to watch it, because the main thing about it is this stuff has to get what they call it, exposed, the FCC, whatever it is. The same way they called out the Democrats. It was everything was documented. It's the same way with this, because it's my fault. It's filings. I forgot their name. That's what they call it, but it's filings, and that's the whole thing. Because once again, if myself, you, or Pretty were getting paid, we're not afraid to say that. Look, we getting money from this organization, it's that, whatever, because that's the way you're supposed to. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Because technically, we're all journalists, because everybody has freedom of speech, and if you're getting paid, you're supposed to disclose that. But we live in an era now. These motherfuckers don't care. Like Pretty said the shit about 10 times. They don't give a fuck. And the sad part about it is, the average person that's listening, that consumes the bullshit that they spout, they don't care either, because it's the same people that will listen to a clip of Charlie Kirk and won't listen to every goddamn thing, because it has to fit their narrative. And it's for us to make sure we take control of whatever the narrative may be, because if we don't, whether it's us three and other motherfuckers, it's not going to matter. And that's the part. And they fight us tooth and nail, because they want us to fucking quit. You got somebody like a conservative Ant who's out there putting in motherfucking work. Who else is somebody I can act? Even though, I mean, I'm pretty know how I feel about Candace Owens. I believe that Candace Owens is an opportunist, but certain issues that she hits on, I respect her because she stands on that shit. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, let me throw this out there. The video you need to watch that I'm talking about. Have y'all noticed that Officer Tatum sure has been supporting and pushing the small hats a lot lately, and that goes against his boy who just got taken out and his girl who's talking against them. He's in a bad spot right now because he's literally arguing motherfuckers down about the shit. That's why this shit runs so fucking deep, because everybody is infiltrated. All of them. It's few and far between who ain't taking money from the motherfuckers. But here's the funny thing about that. The money you taking from them is our money. That's the crazy part, because we the ones sending them the motherfucking money, and they Uno reversing the shit back to American citizens. This shit is fucking crazy.
It is.
I'm gonna have to watch this video, because
you watch it, I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, damn, that shit. It's not nothing we don't already, because even Sheldon told me he posted about that shit. Because
I beg your pardon.
I was like, damn, I know my voice ain't cracked.
Oh shoot.
I got these buttons on my thing. I was wondering if they worked. I didn't think they worked.
Now you know.
Okay.
I didn't think they worked.
But that's the whole, like, the fact that we're willing to speak on it, it's just crazy. Like let's just really put this into perspective. The fact that a 31-year-old young man had his beliefs about something and a particular group that we're talking about, and was opening up young minds.
See, I didn't know there was a thing about Charlie Kirk and this particular group that we're talking about.
That's why you gotta listen to what Candace said about the shit, because I think the big thing is when you do have a person who has ethics, morals, and values, once they come to a certain conclusion, they can't hold that shit and they can't hold it in anymore. And they're not afraid to say it. It's just hard to believe any and everybody because you don't know what they're taking. That's the big thing about it, because anybody could be getting that money. And the sad part about it is,
listen, I would like some money.
No, you don't. You don't want that, y'all. You love your soul. No, you don't. You don't want their motherfucking money. Fuck them.
We send these people over $64 billion every year. And we don't get nothing from them. Nothing. It's one thing if we, like when we were sending money over to Ukraine, or when we send money over to countries in Africa. 9 times out of 10, we're getting something back, whether it's a natural resource, whether it's an import, we're getting things back. That's the whole point of trading with another country. But we don't get nothing back from them. Nothing. We get nothing at all. That's the thing.
Shannon, and the fact that you got motherfuckers from over here in this country, our elected officials, going over to that raggedy ass fucking country and kissing walls.
So are y'all saying y'all stand with Hamas? Is that what?
No. I'm saying no. The fact of the matter is that we have American citizens, especially elected politicians, going over to a country, kissing walls and shit, putting on certain hats, having dual citizenships over there. What the fuck?
Like, and see, that's the thing that bothers me about this whole situation. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't stand with neither one of them because truth be told, the melanated people that's over in them countries, y'all don't fuck with them either. They treat black Palestinians like shit. Both the Israelis and the Palestinians. And those are the people that's the aboriginals of that country. It's no different than how they do the aboriginals over in Australia. Y'all push them over in the damn bush. The fact is that I'm not going to sit here and stand by a genocide. And on top of that, I know that these people are responsible for a lot of other things that have taken place in our history. And they're responsible for a lot of things that's going on in our own country. And they are fake sympathizers. They are very similar to Native Americans. I look at them, I put them in the same box because all our lives we've been told, oh, the Native Americans were slaughtered when the Quakers came over here and they had Thanksgiving and they were slaughtered and we need to honor them. No, we don't. Because guess what? They enslaved us, and then they don't even want to they don't even want to share the fact that we were here before y'all, and then y'all literally destiny swapped with us, and then y'all had mated with our people, and then you literally sided with the ops. When the ops came over here, you sided with them. You went from working with us, building with us, Mesoamerica, we was in it, we was all good, but then Spain and France bought their asses over here, and now you just like, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and rock with them, and because I gotta protect my own people. We got all of these treaties. Oh, okay, well, we could take, like, they ain't no better than us. And the thing with Izzy is that y'all lied about y'all story. Y'all lied about y'all story, and the same thing that y'all doing over here, y'all was doing over there. And that's the reason why your story took place. There's a reason why you've been kicked out of several countries around the world. And you're over here in our country doing the same thing. I seen a video today where they were burning books. The same way that they're banning certain books in our country. They had those books over there in the 30s. And they were burning them. Same way. They had the same transsexual situation going on out there. They had the same little books that was talking about trans surgery and all of those things going on over there. And the mustache man burnt those books. His people burnt those books because they didn't want their people to see those books. And now we going through the same thing in our country. So On top of that, y'all saying, oh, okay, we need to stand with these people because these are God's chosen people. They're in Israel. Israel is the chosen country. How is it the chosen country for God when it's only 70 years old? It's only 70 years old. It's not, it's
deep.
like,
it's deep.
it's only 70 years old. Like at some point, you got to start asking questions. I get it. And the thing about it is that all of them ain't the same. So I don't consider them to all be a monolith. They're not all the same. And it's certain people within the J community that is not okay with the things that's going on that they're a part of because they're not all the same. It's them Zizis, those guys. They scary.
And that's honestly, Nakia, when you watch the video, that's what I can respect Mod for making the video when he said that. He was like, I'm not going to sit here and put everybody in the same classification when I'm talking about this group. He said, he literally said that in the video because they aren't all the same, but there's a certain select group of them, a clique of them, and the way that they're moving is honestly and truly the bullshit. And that,
but I think, and I'm gonna go back to the Bible because let's go back to the Bible. So in the Bible, there were a lot of things that went on with the Israelites that if they happened today, people would not be happy with as well. When the Lord said, go possess the land that is flowing with milk and honey, a whole bunch of people had to be wiped out the way for them to possess the land that was flowing with milk and honey. So for me as a Christian, and I know you guys have your other faiths and religions, whatever you practice, but for me as a Christian, I know that if I was in that time when they were fighting the Jezebelites and the Hebrites and the Hegelites and everybody else, I could not have been standing on the sideline at the time talking about y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong. Y'all kill all them women and children and everything just to get that land. Y'all wrong. So I'm not going to do it today. Even though we don't know if these are the real Jews. We don't know this and that. And the Bible is this or that. Very true. Very true. I can't argue with any of those facts. I don't know any of it for sure. But I do know when I pick up my Bible, it tells me as a Christian that these are God's chosen people and I am supposed to not be against them. I don't have to be for them. I don't stand with everything that's going on right now, like, yes to Israel. But I'm daggone sure not going to be like, yes to Hamas either.
Revelations 2:9. Jesus tells the church in Smyrna that he knows their tribulations and poverty, while also slandering of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are of synagogues of Satan. It tells you in the Bible. It tells you in 2:9 and 3:9.
Way back then. So he could have been talking about somebody way back then, talking about somebody today, or somebody tomorrow. I don't know.
So are you aware of the rabbis that were found in the underground basements and tunnels in New York?
No.
Word? Nakia.
Listen, okay.
We can't even go into that because that like we gotta. It's 10:13.
But see, this is what I mean when I say this. Nakia, baby, I love you. It's a whole lot of stuff that's going on.
But I love
a lot of stuff. I understand that you keep your eyes. I understand you got your Bible, and that's cool. But you got to understand, it's a lot of stuff that's going on that you have got to be aware of. Because these
I don't have
people
to be aware of everything because it's too much to be aware of.
Well, you got to be you have to be aware of it because you're a content creator. And when you are a content creator and you're giving the news about certain things that's going on in our country, these are things that's going on in our country. And these people are actually persecuting your people. Christians.
Who are my people?
Christians. You're a Christian, right?
I am a Christian.
So these people are against your group of people. They're against Christians.
Islam?
No.
Yes.
Did you see
Islam
BB?
is against
Okay,
Christians.
did you
Islam
see
is beheading Christians in Nigeria right now.
did you see BB
Burning
when he
them.
did you see BB when he did the interview with Yahoo where he was talking about conservative influencers, conservative Christian influencers, and how they are pretty much how he considers them the radical right, that they're just as dangerous as the radical left, and that he wants to silence them on
No,
social
I didn't see
media?
that.
Yeah, he said that.
I don't
He's-
see him killing Christians though.
You won't see him killing Christians.
I do
He's-
see Muslims killing Christians.
You won't see him killing Christians.
So I'm not gonna side with the group that I do see.
I don't
killing
side with
Christians.
neither one of them.
That's the whole thing. We're not
We're
siding.
not siding with either
That's not
one of them.
So my Bible in Genesis 12:2 says,
No, we in a.
I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee
sorry,
and
baby.
make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And then in 3 it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee. And I don't want to be cursed, so I'm not going to curse them. I don't know all the facts. I don't know all the going ons underneath and in between, and I try to stay out of it because I do see with my clear eyes what's going on with the Islamic side and how they hate Christians, how they hate anybody who is not Islamic, and how they are going to infiltrate and behead if you do not convert. So I'm not going to side with that side. As far as Israel goes, whatever Israel is doing, that's their business as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying I side with them on anything, but what I'm not going to do is be against them on anything. It's not my business. I can't. I will probably never meet BB. I will probably never go to Israel. So I'm going to let that be over there. But what I'm not going to do is curse them because I don't want to be cursed.
So, I remember you was talking about that when it comes to your son, right? You said your son, he's transsexual or he's a tranny and he's
Right now.
confused. He's kind of confused
now.
about it. That's Israel. That's something that they pushed. Yeah. You know that? That's what they were pushing out there in Germany. Am I lying, fool?
So there were no
No.
transsexuals until Israel said be transsexual?
No. Wasn't nobody over there getting surgery over in Germany until they came over there. They were pushing it the same way that they've been pushing it on the children and pushing it on young adults. They were pushing it over there. The reason why they got into a big situation is because the same way that Palestine invited them to come over to their country after they were kicked out of several other countries. How many countries, fool, were they kicked out of? Like 100 and something? 101, 100? They've been kicked out of 100 and something countries. In fact, in other countries, I believe in Russia, BB is actually wanted. He is a wanted man for crimes. They kicked them out of several countries, and these people said, okay, we'll allow you all to come over to our country. And because they were so good with money, it kind of worked out in their favor because they controlled the money. They controlled the banking. They knew how to do all of that. They've been doing that since the biblical times. They were the ones that was in charge of the finances. I'm probably sure you know that. But the thing is that they bought a certain agenda to their country. And they were not okay with that. They were trying to tell them, look, y'all gotta go. This is what they were telling them. Y'all gotta go. They was like, well, we ain't got nowhere else to go, so we gonna stay. They was like, look, we'll even give you an island. They even was trying to put them on an island of their own. And they was like, nah, we ain't going. So they had to do what they had to do. Not saying it's right, but the same thing. The thing is that like they colonize people's land that invite them over. And it's not okay.
I'm gonna say this to you, Nakia.
Like the Somalis did in Minneapolis?
Yes, just like them.
That's why based on this conversation, what I would say to you is this. I love the fact that Bill Maher kind of brought some attention to what's going on with those Africans that's being killed, because
Yeah,
somebody said
me
it
too.
because nobody else has been talking about it. But here's the whole thing, which I think is that how you throw the glass, how you throw the rock to a glass house and you hide your hand. This is
hmm
the issue. The issue is on the Muslim Christianity side, we know about that has been going on for fucking thousands of years or centuries, whatever the fuck the case may be.
Yes.
But when it comes to this particular group and everybody else, they're the motherfuckers that's doing this. They're the one pulling the string. That's the issue, and that's the problem. Now, once again, we're not going to say it's all of them, because it's not.
Because just like Christians, it's different.
It's a set.
It's different. Yeah, it's different because like Christians, you got Baptists, you got
Pentecostal,
different. I don't know. It's different. Yeah, it's a lot of different types of Christians. It's a lot of different types of them, and this particular group is the youngest. And they, even right now, you have groups that are within this community that are not okay with the things that BB is doing. They're not. Now, BB, I think he's been the prime minister for how many years now? I don't think it hasn't been that long that he's been in that position.
And here's the crazy thing, the kid. I know you probably don't know this either because you said you don't really keep up with it. He ain't even from there. He's like from Poland or some shit, like Dutch or something. So I was like, what the fuck? Matter of fact, they said all the leaders that claim that particular country, that's ain't none of them from there. Not one. And they said
they made DNA tests.
Ain't even his name.
They made DNA tests illegal out there. You can't even take a DNA test out there in their country because a lot of them are not who they say they are. Good example is and I'll show you, like, there's been people who have left from over there, and they did do like DNA tests only for them to find out that they probably have like like 1% or 2% of Jewish. And they like, wait a minute, like how? And majority of them are from Poland. They weren't originally called J. I mean, they weren't originally called Jews. They've had several names over the years. Like they keep change. It's just crazy how they keep changing up. I was looking at a documentary yesterday where they actually went over to a specific land of people who were considered to be Jews, but they were Jews and they were against them, and like tried to, they kidnapped all of their kids to transform them into them. So like they're not the original form of that group of people. They actually are against those group of people. And what they did was they moved them out of the way and replaced them with other people. And they've been doing this for years and years and years. You don't even know who is who right now.
No,
in my opinion, honestly, the Muslims.
I don't know. I'm not getting in it because I don't want to be on the wrong side of spiritual history, not even physical history. I don't want to go against God in no kind of way. And when I read my Bible, it says, I will curse them and curse you. I don't want to be cursed. So it's enough other things going on in the world for me to focus on than them. I'm not gonna do it.
Now you got the right idea, because I mean I totally get it, because it's like, man, I'll be on some whatever shit. That's why my whole thing is keep everything over here. Fuck all that shit. But when you watch the video, you'll understand it from the aspect of what we're talking about when it talks about them. They basically just want everything, which is the problem.
And they've never been a liked people. They weren't even liked in the Bible everywhere they went. They was always
because they were greedy. They're greedy.
And that right there,
they're greedy.
It sums it up. And it's crazy because like Pretty said probably about 35 minutes ago, history keeps repeating itself. It's not like this is anything new. It's just now more people's eyes are opening the fuck up, like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? But at the same time,
and is that biblical?
It's not enough people.
Is that the end times? because it's gonna be some serious mess going down in the end times. I think we already in them, if you ask me. But tribulations and being beheaded by Islamic people. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So
It looks
I
all
mean,
different.
and I mean, like I hear what you're saying on that, but like, what about what Christians were doing during the Crusades?
Oh yeah, I was definitely against that. When I went to college, I got a scholarship to one of the schools here in Columbus, and their mascot is the Crusader. So I refused to go because I didn't
Right.
want to be called a Crusader. So
So
yeah,
like
I know all about that. And I don't even, to be honest, I don't go to nobody's church. I left the church. First of all, I left the black church because I feel like they worship skin. But I don't go to nobody's church because I haven't found a church that I agree with. I haven't found a church that
oh,
focuses on the things I want to focus on. I want to focus on God, not all the other stuff they into. So
so
I
I
don't go to church right now. I mean, today was Sunday, so I watched a couple sermons here and there of a couple different
yeah,
people I like to watch. Yesterday was my Sabbath. On Saturday, that's my Sabbath for me. I don't do anything. I don't spend any money. I don't I make sure I clean up the day before, and I don't do any work on Saturdays because that's my Sabbath. I go by what the Bible tells me that I feel are the right things to do for my walk and my relationship with God. I know it's convoluted. I know preachers that are doing stuff in the church in your face. I know women that are in the church doing stuff in your face. We gonna go outside and smoke a cigarette real quick in the parking lot. Like all kinds of crazy, horrible things going on. And nobody's perfect. I'm not either. But I don't want to be associated with groups that specialize in imperfection. Y'all clearly imperfect and okay with it. So I don't do that. But I am focused on having a personal relationship with God. And my personal relationship with God does not let me want to be against the people, even if they just claiming to be God's people right now. Since I don't know for sure, I ain't gonna speak against them because I don't know for sure.
It's all good. We can definitely respect that. Shannon, I don't know if you noticed, but your ass is muted, so you probably want to unmute yourself.
no, I know Rachel was talking to me.
Oh no, that was gonna say because we can go ahead. It's 10:27. We need to.
Yeah, we could end it.
But did you, Shannon? Did you say you was gonna do a live after this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotta. Y'all know the reception in this goddamn room is bad. I'm plugged up to the Ethernet. So, well, I don't want to say it wrong. Go ahead, the kid. You start this shit off. So we can end
Okay, well, fool, I see. Did you see?
it. Shannon, I see. Do you see?
Nakia, I see. Do you see?
Well, we are the three who see, and we hope everybody who was watching tonight sees for themselves as well. And we out.
And thank y'all for
Peace.
tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
See y'all. Peace.
Bye bye.
You cut it off.